Welcome back to the Pause Pod. It's your boy Pause Prince. Today I'm accompanied by one of the greatest photographers in Chicago, studio owner. She most recently did the Modern Notoriety Through the Lens, the calendar show. Let's give it up for Ambercita. How are you? How was your
I'm
day?
good. I'm good. How's my day? I mean, I spent it with Anna, you know.
Who's Anna?
Anna, so she's I like to call her my creative director, you know, of all things beauty, of all things just vision, you know. She did my hair today. She did my makeup. She did my nails.
Was she the one that was there when I went to pick up the painting? Or that was like a stylist that you were working with?
Yeah, that was Jewel.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also part of my team. Jewel is a stylist that I work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I wanted to get into like how we met. I don't know what your first experience was.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, okay. I do.
What was it?
Okay, so I was shooting for Joe Freshgood every now and then.
Yeah.
And I remember like Aurora was pregnant, but y'all were fly as hell. So I was like, oh, let me like, you know, snap a picture of them. And I think I'm very particular with who I take pictures of when I'm outside. And yeah, so I took a picture of y'all, and like I feel like even just like your energies there were just like beautiful and radiant. And I think when I released the photo or something like that, Aurora was like, oh shit, like I didn't know that was like you know, like Ambercita. And then it's crazy because that was like not like super like long ago. And then I was looking for an assistant, and then she became my assistant. And then that's how like I feel like I got way more familiar with you and your work, and then invited you to my show that I hosted. And yeah, to have your piece live in my space for a little while was super sick and inspiring. Yeah.
I remember that too, because Squared would always talk about you.
Yeah.
So Squared Hill, he works at every now and then. He's like my best friend. And he would always just tell me how cool you were, but like we never had our interaction.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the Modern Notoriety Through the Lens last year though, or like the one before this one.
The Lids one or the New Balance?
New Balance. Okay. And then I remember the line being long as hell, and like we were able to get in because he kind of knew you.
Yeah.
So then it's funny, like a year later, we know each other a little more, and then Aurora was also like advocating for you to have your sign on your piece and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're in the calendar show. So now I don't know any other Tauruses, so it's kind of.
Well, I feel like I didn't even know you were a Taurus, and then she posted favorite Tauruses, and I'm like, wait, that shit makes sense. Like we're kind of similar. Like now that I like, well, she kind of pointed it out, but like you have hella like Instagram accounts, like what you have built here, like focusing on your like, I feel like the intentions with what you hold, and like the community that you build, and like the safe space that you have and provide, the way you produce and bring people together. I feel like that's me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we the same.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I only know one other Taurus, and I don't really get along with them. So I hope
that's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I don't really know a lot of Taurus either.
I feel like
I don't know. I can't think of
like
anyone.
They're stubborn, or like I don't know, they're buttheads. But
I mean, yeah. I feel like the only person that has told me I was stubborn was my ex. So.
But how long have you been like a photographer for? Like your whole life?
I mean, no, definitely not. I became a photographer after COVID. So after coming back, because during COVID, during lockdown, my sister's a photographer, so I was. I've always kind of like captured, but it's never like that. I just captured because I felt like it. There was one time I was managing an artist, and he was the first person where like while I was managing him, like that's what I like put importance on, is like capturing him and like the content side of things. And then he was the one that was like, yeah, you need to like do this. Like basically this is. Yeah. Okay. And then like kind of like right after like he told me that, the lockdown happened. It was like actually my ex that like bought some film cameras for us to like fuck around with, and we were both staying with my sister at the time. So we would go to like her shoot, and like, you know, it was Indiana, so like I don't think it was like as serious. I think she was
Right.
still shooting. I don't know. I don't remember why we were on shoots. Now that I think about it. But yeah, we were like I would go out to her shoots and like just like practice in like the fields that she was doing, and then I would also like kind of just like creative direct in a way where like I would be like, okay, like I'll be the model, and like I would tell my sister like this is what I want, you know, because she's a different kind of photographer. She's not like she does like newborns and families and stuff.
Wow.
So she's not really comfortable like shooting in the ways that I do, but like but yeah, I would just like kind of direct like shoots in that form. But
So your sister inspired you?
she didn't inspire me, but she helped me really like get comfortable, I think, with the camera. Just because like I would be like, I remember like there was even one time I was in the kitchen and I was shooting somebody. It was like, you know, like a model in front of me, like booked me for something, you know, and I didn't know what I was doing, and like the flash wasn't flashing, and so I called her. I'm like, yo, why is my flash not flashing? Like, how do I like, how do I work this? Like, cause I didn't do my research on like anything. I still to this day I don't know how to work my camera. Like I never learned it, you know. So it's just like she's really good. She's like good at like learning things and like and understanding the camera, and like she just bought a new camera and she's like taking the time to like, you know, really get to know it, and like I'm not like that, so it's like it's a nice balance to have, you know, and I'm more of the like creative one, and like in different ways. But I think we're both documentarians for sure. She's dabbling a lot more in like going to people's houses and like capturing like them in their element, and you know, and she like does some event work for me too. So yeah, she's definitely a documentarian like I am. But yeah.
And you guys are both from Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in Chicago?
2013. I went to Columbia College, Chicago. Yeah. 2013 to 2017, I graduated. Yeah, but I like to say I've done my growing here. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you went to school for photography, or like what's
No,
that? Like
I went
arts?
for fashion.
Okay.
Yeah. I went for fashion. I minored in marketing. And I never knew what I wanted to do really until the last semester of school. We collabed with a film department, and I loved wardrobing. For like we did like a whole like film, and I wardrobe for that, and I fell in love with that. And
is that the same as like stylist? Or?
Yeah, but different because it's like character building, you know, storytelling. Yeah, so I did do a little bit of styling in my career. Like I did Toyota commercial. I styled for Jay Cortez, which is super dope. That like before he blew up. I feel like that's my like legendary story. Like, oh yeah, that's my client, you know. But no, yeah, which is sick because when I shot for Sueños Festival, I shot him, you know, like which was
like a full circle.
Yeah, it was a full circle. I showed him our pictures. He's like, damn. He's like, I'm so proud of you. And then he's like, I'm so proud of us. So you know what I mean? Like it was a sick moment. Yeah.
Damn. That was one of my questions. Like, do you ever feel starstruck, like working with certain people?
No.
You feel like you're always
yeah, I think I view people like, you know, we're all humans. I feel like all of my homies and everyone I work with is the most talented ass motherfuckers.
That's
you know
how I
what
feel
I mean?
too. Like it was what got me like motivated and like was because I wanted to keep up with my friends. Like I came up with like a lot of rappers, and it was like my way of like staying on the same level as them.
Yeah. And it's like I honestly just prefer to work with the people, my peers, you know?
Yeah.
I would rather like versus working with bigger stars. Like I know like it's more satisfying to like work with like, wait, let me fix my hair because Anna's gonna scream at me. She's literally gonna scream at me. She's gonna see this video and see I didn't fix my hair. Okay. But yeah, I just enjoy working with people that like that I know their heart, you know. I know them. Like I think that's just
that's aligned with what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Especially like since we've had this store, a bunch of people have like asked to rent it out, and it's like it's not that. But
yeah, protect the energy, honestly.
mm-hmm.
I think that's like, I think with my space, I'm like, I trust like all the people that walk into that space is supposed to be in that space and finds healing and finds inspiration and finds motivation in there. But that can only be true if I protect the space and the energy that it offers.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know if this is public. We could take it out of, but like you also live there.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah. I feel like I don't mind, honestly.
be...
I'm such an open book, honestly. Like, I feel like I also trust like in the world enough, and I trust in like that I'm gonna be taken care of always. And like, yeah, I do live there. Yeah, and I think I don't mind people knowing that because I think it's okay to see the different ways people live. You know.
Yeah. Was that your like first studio, or have you had multiple studios?
I used to like I had like a studio with Rican FX Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with him?
I don't think
super sick. Yeah, film photographer. Like very he was like one of my favorite like photographers in Chicago, and then I ended up being a studio mate with him, and one of my really good friends, Rihanna. She's a dope ass photographer and videographer and designer and makeup artist and all the things. But yeah, so it was all three of us. But I didn't really use it as much as I could have. And like even when I did have that space, it was a photo studio. You know, I wanted to do like events and stuff, and like I think because it was a shared space, I think I didn't feel like it was the right move to do.
Right.
Not renewing my lease and just like doing my own thing.
That's how it feels here. So like, I don't know if you're familiar, we had a space in Skokie for 2 years. It was a big warehouse space. It was like 1,600 square feet. We threw like parties in there, a bunch of random stuff. And the only reason I was up there was because I used to work up there. It sucked not having a place to sell your work. And like you would only know about it if you were invited. So it wasn't no street traffic. So that's why I feel like this space is so much more like fulfilling, because I could see my work being sold, or like I could sell my products quicker.
A little more community, you think?
But I don't think I could do it by myself. Like at least not yet.
Really?
I would have to do it like rent out. I mean, the rent alone, but also like
that's a whole nother story of like having to like pay for space. You know, like I think. That's really hard to do alone, which I do alone. You know, I do alone. Yeah, I do this full time. Yeah, and it's not easy. No, it's not. It's not remotely easy. Yeah.
You have to constantly find like different ways of reinventing yourself, and that's why like every event I feel like is so different, and it's all marketing, right? I'm learning that because I also used to having pop-ups in different locations. That when I started having to keep doing events here, I'm like, okay, now we got to make it fresh again because. It's hard to get people to come out to the same spot.
It's crazy because when I do my events, it's like when I do anything, events like a shoot or whatever it is, like it really is like I'm not even thinking like, oh, I have to like reinvent, or I'll like it's just me reinventing. Like I don't need. It's so like it like I just have like there's a moment like where I'm doing something that I'm like. This would be dope, like, and then I have like this, like, just like a really like specific moment that I want to curate, and then I'll just like be like, okay, but what else around that? Like, what is the whole like what is like the experience that I could deliver to everyone? You know, like, what are the things I want them to feel like, you know, like I think it's just like it builds like around that, but like it's just like. I have this moment and it's a quick turnaround where I do execute it. You know, like I live in the moment of like of whatever inspired me, you know, and I work around that, and I do it pretty quickly. But this year, 2025, I think I do want to sit with things longer, especially going into directing and like video work. Like,
it's tough because once you get like the feeling or like that urge, you just want to put it out so quick. But I've been trying to hold myself back to at least wait a day and like look at it with like fresh eyes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
just
so
wait
impatient.
Yeah.
I'll be like, editing, like, you know, until what, like 3, 4, whatever in the morning, you know, and I just like, I don't want to hold on to it. Like, I just want to like put it out, you know, and then move on.
Thing,
yeah. There's way too many things on my plate, you know, but I did start utilizing like the scheduling. So yeah, I'll be working until sometimes 5 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, I'll work all night, and then I'll post it till, like, I've been scheduling it around 10:45 a.m. So I'm not up, you know, like, people see me post, but I'll probably, you know, it's not like always just like me, but I do have like my other another Ambercita account.
You have like a couple. I think you have like 4 or 5.
Yeah. So we got another Ambercita account. So that one's just me. I think I use that because like I do love to like just like, you know, like post whenever, like however. Yeah, a little bit like a Finsta, BTS. Just any way I feel like expressing myself, you know. And with that, like, I'll be posting at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Like, I don't care if no one sees it. Like, that's not really, like, I just don't really care, you know what I mean? Like I just want it to be there, you know? And, like, I like to look back on it and be like, okay, like, what kind of things was I doing? What was I going through? Because I'm very vulnerable, you know? So it's like, it allows me to also reflect.
It's like documenting.
Yeah, that's what I'm documenting my own life. And,
you can look back on it.
Yeah.
And then you got Ambercita's studio.
Yeah, so Ambercita Studio is like basically what we talked about, like the community building and like, you know, creating space, events, like, and like, and it's not just events, it's like just everything, you know, like
You remember how I was asking you about how to do like the location pin?
Oh yeah,
I figured it out.
Oh
it's like through Facebook. But.
Oh yeah, well you should. I'll have Aurora help me out with that. I'm sure she knows now too, right? Yeah.
And then I just found out about Suave Studio. Or is that how do you call it? It's like the one with the S, the one that's
Studio Soul.
Studio Soul. Studio Soul.
So that's just everything. That everything's gonna be produced. Everything I do will be produced under Studio Soul.
Okay.
You know, it's a collective.
Consider like the umbrella.
Like, yeah, it'll be considered the umbrella pretty much. You know, I'm an artist within that. It's a collective of a bunch of talented people, and you know, like anything that you need ever creatively, you know, anything you ever need, you know, I feel like we're the best of the best. So like, you know,
like a production company.
Yeah, whatever.
And is that it, or do you have one more?
I have Ambercita shop.
And your shop.
Yeah, so that
is that like
that one's interesting. That one's like that one feels like a passion project, but it's also like you know, everything I do is to uplift others. So this one also is uplifting, you know, others, and like it's like so I started it because I wanted I was thirsty to work with a brand, like, you know, just have full control of the creative aspect of it. But, you know, I didn't have that. So I created this to have that. And then it kind of turned into something where it's like, it is to uplift people in a way where like when they wear the clothes, like, you know, they feel a different type of way. They look at themselves a different type of way. And like, and it comes in different ways. Like there'll be like a spontaneous shoe, or like, you know, a shoe where we know we're going to use it. And like, I've seen the way that it makes like people feel, and like I see the glow in their eyes, and like, you know, I feel like that's really what it is. Like,
is it items that you're making, or
no?
upcycling?
So it's just vintage lingerie.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, and then like I do like collabs with it as well. Like I've done a collab with eWorks. So basically like I bring him the pieces and he paints on them, and then we sell that. And
sick. He's so raw.
He's crazy. He's honestly like watching him. I've been documenting him for a while now, and just like watching his growth and like how talented, and just knowing how he got there because I'm watching him. You know what I mean?
I have to ask him, but like, is he also an artist, like a musician? Like he makes music?
Yeah, he makes music. Yeah,
because I have a song in my like library from him, but I don't think I even like knew they were the same person. I don't know.
He makes.
So who are you managing? You say you're managing?
I'm not managing now.
Not
But
anymore, but like
before, yeah, his name's Abraham. He's from my hometown.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't manage anymore.
Okay, that's what I was like.
But
would you still?
what I like, you know, people have been interested in me managing, but I think I know what it takes to be a manager.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the artist needs, and I think it comes with a lot, and it's more than just business, you know, like it's a lot. And I think that right now I'm focusing on building my brand,
Right.
but I am gonna actually be something that's pretty new that I haven't like announced or anything. I guess this is, I don't know, this could be an announcement, but yeah, well, like, as you know, like I'm going to be directing, you know, I'm dabbling into music videos. I shot my first music video. But essentially what I've been wanting is like to have like just a few artists and like, you know, kind of just like really help them with their creatives, with their visuals, you know, and I think I'm really good at like connecting the dots and putting people together, and I think like I know how to make somebody look like a superstar, you know, like, so all these things. So yeah, I have like basically 3 artists under my belt right now that like and this all happened kind of like within the last month that I'm like, hey, like this is actually like I sat back and I'm like, this is what I keep saying I'm good at, you know, like this is what in my mind like I think I could do. I've never done it before, but I'm basically gonna be like PRing, like PR manager in a way, for some artists. So Nombre Kari, he's gonna be one.
You brought him to the show, right?
Yeah, you met him. Super sick. I connect so well. His music is very like euphoric, you know, like it feels like a different world, like a dream.
I think that's cool that you actually believe in these people. And like,
yeah, so it's like yeah, I think it's beautiful that I believe in, like, and I just met him,
right?
You know, but the way that we connect and like our synergy is, there's nothing like it. Like I had like, I haven't felt that, you know, like, and to know how much he believes in himself, you know, like that's gonna make my job easy, you know, like, so I'm super excited for that. I hella believe in him for sure, and I love his work, and like I think and just him as a person, I already like love him so much, you know what I mean? Like
certain people just have that energy. And it's crazy because like you would think the people that have been in your life the longest are the ones that you're going to be like cool with, but it's like the ones that you just met and like
I mean, a lot of people don't know that me and Serena just met like not that long ago. Like we've probably known each other for like a year maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like it really hasn't been like a little over a year, but like it really hasn't been that long. But that's my sister, bro. Like that's the way we create, and it's similar actually how like I feel with Kari that I feel with Serena. I think they're the most like similar. It's somebody that I could be with like 24/7. Like, you know, I'm never gonna get tired of
it's like
these
different
people.
Soulmates, like,
Yeah, for sure. And like the magic that I've created with Serena is something that's unmatched. So like that makes me like be like, okay, like the magic I'm about to create with Kari is gonna be something that nobody can touch, you know, like very untouchable. But yeah, the other artist is Moyana Olivia. Yeah, her project that she's about to drop is...
They're all local from Chicago?
Yeah, they're all local. Is about to go super crazy. And I'm actually doing an interview with her after this. So I'm going to Studio Shapes and filming something for that. Yeah, and then the other one, Juliana Miller. So she's gonna be DJing, and
I was wondering about her. Like, I didn't know she made music, but she's a DJ.
Yeah, well, she's like she's an A&R, and she manages artists, and she helps run Classic Studios. So she does a lot. She's a woman woman, a powerful woman, but she also is a dope ass artist herself. Yeah. So, and I've been like, you know, just like on her side since the beginning, you know, and I've been like dressing her for, you know, a little bit, just like on occasions. And like, I think that has been flowing so naturally, and just like working with her, just like it always feels so naturally when I do. And it hasn't been too many times like creatively that we've like, for her brand, that we've like worked together. It's been like a handful of times, but every time it just works out so well, you know? So then that's what I was like, nah, like, let me run the shit for you. Like, let me help you out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but it's just fun, you know? Like, yeah.
Do you ever feel like you want to manage her? Like, you want someone to manage yourself?
I did for a while. And I kind of like tried a little bit, but with Eliza Fisher.
Okay.
Yeah, so she manages eWorks. Yeah, but I didn't at the time that like I had asked her and she was down. I don't think I knew how to work with, you know, somebody in that way.
Giving them control.
Yeah. So I think like that quickly like fell off, but like she still be taking care of me, you know, like she does. Like, you know, she sees me, you know, like as that artist that she believes in, you know, and I feel that so wholeheartedly, and like I appreciate everything that she does for me, you know, like but like, yeah, I don't have like an official like artist manager, and I think right now like I don't necessarily need one. I just more so need like a team in different aspects, you know what I mean? So
been building it up.
So I've been building that team where like, you know, like I just am able to delegate my needs, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy because I would always see Aurora like working with emails, and I don't know, I would like take a peek every now and then as like sponsorships and like what do they call pitch decks and stuff like that. It's just like how do you feel like sponsors have they been helping, or is it hard to get? You know, like...
See, so you know how I was telling you, like I have an idea and I do it and I execute it. I don't make time to get sponsorships, you know, like I think right now, up until now, I will say I was in my season of like building, you know, and building like of just like, you know, throwing the event and like, you know, like building like that portfolio that like if I did want to like pitch to a sponsor, that like I have like evidence of like nah, she could do it. And it's funny because like I'm not the type to pitch, like, you know, I just don't want to be pitching, which is why like I'm like building my team so that they could pitch for me, because I'm not trying to do that, you know, but I do see the value. But at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather, you know, people come to me, like, you know, like you know, like you know, and I got a crazy like inquiry, you know, yesterday.
Really?
And it was like, and the way that they like started the email, I've never felt so seen by like, you know, a brand wanting to like work with me. That's and funny. Like, and to see like, they were talking about my studio specifically and what it like, how it showed, you know what I mean? How it's been showing up for the community and stuff like that. And like, just the way they worded it, I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? But like, so I do expect that like the sponsors are going to come to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, yeah, I'm like, I do need to build these pitch decks, you know, like, I guess, but like at the end of the day, I'm going to get what I deserve, you know? And I believe in the world and it's going to take care of me. So yeah. But
Carlac asks, what is a piece of advice you wish someone would have told you before you started your career?
Piece of advice. This is like a question that I like.
You've answered a lot.
I dislike the most, just because I feel like I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just like always learning, always growing, always, you know what I mean? I feel like I know what I'm doing all the time, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? But I feel like the first thing that comes to mind, I guess, would be like, and it's something that like nobody told me, and like I've done it from the start, but like, just don't give a fuck. You know, don't give a fuck about how you're being perceived. And I think that's something that a lot of artists struggle with, is like they're scared to be perceived, for whatever reason, whether it's online, in person. But I think I moved so quickly in my career, and I think I owe a lot of that to not giving a fuck about how I'm perceived. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
it definitely looks like it. It looks like you're very, like, your work is very confident.
Yeah.
As it should be.
And you're able to experiment so much more. You're able to fail and learn and grow and like do all these things, like at a different pace if you don't care. You know what I mean? Like, you're just doing things because it feels right, like, and for no other reason. Like, I don't create art for anybody, like I create art because that's what like my intuition is telling me to do, like because it feels right, you know what I mean? And because I'm excited to do it, and like, but yeah, I just don't give a fuck.
It's crazy that it didn't start until before COVID though. Like, how were you expressing yourself before that?
Well, yeah, I was doing wardrobing, so for
school,
commercial indie films. But it was never fulfilling. My favorite part about it was working closely with the artists, because like it's me and the makeup artists that are like in this room, being the most intimate with the artist that, or whatever actor, whatever it is that we're working with. And even at that time, I did have, my sister gave me her her first camera, and like I had it on set, and I took pictures of Jake Cortez, and I was like, I was documenting that. I documented like the Toyota like commercials that I did, and that was my favorite part, is like being with the artist, So I think I later learned that like my passion is not in anything other than people. Like, that is my passion. Like, photos, like cameras, like whatever, that's a tool that I use, but people are my passion.
To show the best in
someone. So and I recognize that also when throwing events. And I had been burnt out, and I crashed, and like I couldn't physically get myself to shoot, and then as I was doing the event, it was the first time I hired a photographer to like be on set with me. Shout out Rain, you know what I mean? And like she had the opportunity to like document, and in that moment I realized that I was still doing the same thing. I was still shining the light on different people and different artists, and just in a physical way, like in a way that you were able to like put your art up and like people could see it, you know what I mean? I was still shining the light on you, and I wasn't necessarily the one capturing you with a camera, so I, to just have different ways to like shine the light on artists is like what I really love to do.
When you're like curating these events, you notice like how a lot of events they'll have hella people on their flyer. It'll be like 20 to 50. Like, do you feel like your events are more catered specifically to like a smaller batch of artists, or like how do you go about picking?
Yeah, I mean, I try to, just because of the size of my space, I try to like, and like it's different activations. The layout is every single time is going to be completely different. So I try to like imagine what the space would look like and how many people would fit on that. But typically whenever I do have the end list, I get a little anxious because I don't really know the layout, you know what I mean? And like I have to then figure out what the layout is going to be so everyone fits. But I do get help with that as well. So I'm not, curating alone all the time, but but I think it's like I typically just either handpick everybody, or with my closet sales, it's like I'm doing the closet sales specifically portion. It's like I'm announcing that I'm having a closet sale if anyone wants to participate. So that's kind of like open to anybody, and they could like just hit me up, and whoever hits me up, like I say yes to basically. And like whether you're an artist or not, and I prefer that like you're kind of like not, and that way you're involved in rooms that are with artists, so you could feel like you're a part, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people do want to immerse themselves like within the community and the arts community, but like aren't necessarily feel like they're an artist, but like in this way you could still like feel, you know.
It
And
might
then
spark something too.
and then and it's always like a different concept along with that. So like there'll be an art gallery, or there'll be a market, or you know, whatever it is. So that is more specifically handpicked on who the artists are that I work with. Yeah.
Nice. What's like your origin? I don't know if we talked about it before, but
Like where I'm from?
like where you're from, where your parents from?
Yeah, I'm Mexican American. My dad's from Mexico, Apan Hidalgo. And my mom is American, Jefferson, Iowa. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they met in Indiana. Yeah.
And you have two siblings?
No,
Or
one.
just
One sister. Yeah.
Okay.
She's older.
Yeah.
Not by much. A year and a half older. She has.
I don't know why I thought you had a brother, or maybe it was just like a cousin or something.
Oh, Alan?
Yeah.
No, he's my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I love him so much. Yeah. No, he's my cousin, my assistant. Like, I'm so blessed to have him. Like, I have mad love for him. He comes to Chicago sometimes and like helps me out and just like
he looked
stays
like he
with
was
me.
having fun at that one event.
Yeah, he's
How
great.
does your family feel about your like art career or like what you do?
My dad hella believes in me. Like he, I just picked him up from the airport because he was in Mexico.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he just like, he knows I'm getting into like music videos, and he's really into music, and yeah, he's just like, yeah, you need to do this, you know what I mean? Like,
It gives you ideas.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
my dad's the same way. He literally
yeah.
told me like we should start selling this Colombian alcohol that they sell in like.
Yeah,
he's always like pitching me ideas.
Yeah, because my dad's a dreamer and I'm a dreamer, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, when I look at my dad, I'm exactly like him, you know, and I try to figure out what I want to keep that is like from him that I have, you know, and what I want to better, you know.
Right.
And I think that's been really dope to like kind of analyze. But yeah, we are so similar in that way.
I didn't start realizing it until I had my son, my first one, my 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Because you start to realize like exactly everything that you didn't like in your parents is kind of like, I don't know. I've also like caught myself saying the same shit to my son, and I'm just like, damn, like.
Yeah.
I gotta change it, or I gotta make it better. Aurora's really good at that. She's done her research and like always tells me like the effects of yelling or raising your voice.
Yeah, no, she is that type to like, you know, like
very wholesome,
figure out, you know, the best way, you know. Yeah. And then I feel like my mom, she's just you know, like I be updating her with what's going on and stuff, and she's like, you could do it, you always do, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's very like, I feel like when I remember like telling her like, okay mom, like I'm gonna go to Chicago for school, and like this is the college I want to go to, and I'm gonna go for fashion. And she's like, okay, like whatever you want, you know, like I got you, like let me, you know, like sign the papers, you know what I mean? So my parents are hella supportive in everything that I do, and you know, I think growing up, it was more so like nobody knew what I was going to do. You know, it was like,
you didn't even know, right? At that time?
I didn't know, and I wasn't like good in school, you know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. Like, it was more so like they didn't push me to do anything because like, you know, they pushed my sister more than me because she was getting good grades and stuff. So they had more expectations for her.
Right.
But for me, it's like, well, whatever, you know, like, you know. So that was very interesting. Yeah, my sister, she's the most supportive person in this whole world. And like, I'm so blessed to have her. Like, she will do anything and everything for me. She believes in me so wholeheartedly. She loves me so much. And like, to feel all those things, you know, like, I feel like it's so fucking good. Like, I could never feel alone with my family.
I always wonder how it is with like siblings, because I'm an only child, so I'm always like, damn, if there was two of me, we'd be going crazy.
Yeah. we didn't get along growing up, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I have like, so I used to document like as a child, like I had my VHS, and I'm like with my whole family, and I have video footage of like my sister, like she's like a perfectionist, so she's like doing her hair and like, you know, and she would just be like, stop, like, you know, like, but like she hated me, like the tone, the energy, like she hated me. me. Like, I'm like, why? I'm just a girl, you know? But now she like, it's the opposite. Like she loves me more than anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Did she ever say why? Or like,
did she ever? No, she just like laughs when I tell her about it. Like, no, I don't know.
Because I asked Lucas, because Lucas is always pushing Galileo, or like Galileo will try to hug him, and then he'll like, he just doesn't want to show affection. I don't know. And then Lucas is like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they copy me. And I'm like, so I feel like
funny.
it's that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I think when we were maybe little, like maybe we got along. I don't really know. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't ever remember really getting along with her, to be honest. Yeah.
So what's coming up? What do you have event wise? Do you have anything for January or February?
I'm trying to figure it out still because, you know, I'm coming out of like being burnt out, I think. Mm-hmm. And
you're also sick for a long time.
Yeah, I was sick for a month. So, you know, I was burnt out and I was still like going. And then I got sick for a month. And like that really, I think it came at a right time that I was like, I couldn't do work. I couldn't like, you know, I just couldn't even like catch up on work at home. Like, yeah, it was the craziest thing, but like I did need that like pause, I think. And I'm not in the headspace to like really do like throw an event right now, just like specific, you know, that could change tomorrow and right. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, so that's just right now, like I don't have the capacity to think about, but like I do like have a private event on the 30th with Rico Shy in closed sessions. And then I have like a small event happening tomorrow for like mobility, like artists that like just need to like, you know, take care of their body. So we're doing a little mobility with Jackie.
Like yoga too with like.
Yeah, you know, a little some, you know, to like, you know, give back and like, you know, I am taking donations. So hopefully, you know, but like that kind of vibe. So I am still doing like little like intimate things. But it's a lot of energy to like throw events. And you know, the next day I'll wake up like feeling like I have a hangover just because of like how much energy it took from me, but it's always worth it for sure. I do want to do one in February. So I'm hoping that like I'm able to like execute that. And then in March, I do want to have a Shining the Light in Women in the Arts. So I did one like when I first started my career at Tribe Supper Club. And I had a bunch of women just like perform. And so I want to have that like at my space as well. And
I was going to ask you that, like how far ahead do you
Not far. Okay. I don't plan. This is the furthest where I'm saying like March, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never planned something far. It's always like, got 2 weeks to figure this out. You know what I mean? I'd be dropping like the RSVPs like 3 days before, you know, and like, but it's cool because like people still come, you know, like, so.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, you drop it on a Wednesday and the event's like
No, the event's always on Wednesday. Yeah, I host my events on Wednesday. I'd be driving on Monday and the event's on Wednesday, and like, you know, and it still ends up being popping.
That makes sense because a lot of people probably see the flyer and they're like, oh, okay, I'll look at it closer to the event if it's too far away.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a Wednesday. You don't really got much going on anyway, so.
Yeah, it's smart. Yeah. Especially now that we're a little older, people don't really care if it's the weekend.
I also like to know, like, I think it's a pretty good strategy that people can utilize, but I send out the RSVPs directly to people, you know, and I think that especially these days, the algorithm is crazy, you know, like it don't be working for us. So I definitely send it out to people that I think that would love to be there and can benefit from it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of just like check out who supports me, who's like, you know, who's in my, you know, like eyesight of like in my DMs and stuff, and I'll send it to them and I'll be like, yeah, like I'm having this like come through. So if you're receiving like an email, it is like a blast, but like at the same time, it's like I'm inviting you to like, So I think more people should do that, I think.
So for the paint and sip, and this is probably, like I know it was wrong. I didn't think about it too much when I did it, but like I really needed a photographer for that day. And then I had to reach out to someone, but like it was so short notice, and I know it's not professional, but like if someone offers you like $100 for like a quick shoot, would you normally take it, or it has to be like booked?
No,
in
I
advance,
wouldn't take it
or, like,
personally.
yeah,
I don't think I would. It depends who it is. Um,
if they've been putting
but
in work for a while?
so there's like, I mean, there's like, you know, people that like, if you were to hit me up, I would do it for free. I'll tell you that right now. So you could
Okay.
hit me up anytime. But,
You guys have to be cool, or like you have to know.
you know, they have to be my people, you
Your
know,
people,
like for
yeah.
me to like, yeah, I think that, or like, for example, for my event, I didn't pay Rain, you know, I didn't pay Ricky to DJ either. It's, I offer a lot of trades,
Yeah.
you know, so I think it's nice because I do have that like value to like trade, you know, people
Yeah.
do want to shoot with me. So I think this is a way that like we could offer equal values. Whenever I work with somebody, it's really, really important to me that they receive as much value as I'm receiving,
Right.
you know? And a lot of the time, like, it's not monetary. You know, is that what it's called? Monetary?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
It's not monetary. Sorry, my vocabulary is not that good. It's a lot of it is trade. I trade a lot of things, you know, and that's just because, like, I do believe I could add value in some way, and I do.
Sense,
But
yeah.
I never, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it's just like as long as like there's equal value, then that's okay, you know? I think if you're just offering $100 to somebody that you don't really know to shoot, I don't think, I think you could add like something like, you know, like else of value.
Yeah, I think it was just so short, like notice, and I was like, fuck it, maybe, but it's okay. I ended up getting.
Yeah,
a
no,
shot
I mean,
there.
everything is like learning, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're all here learning. I feel like, yeah, I don't think you have to be like, damn, I shouldn't have done, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like one of those things that, you know, like I wouldn't want somebody just offering me $100 for a logo, like with that short of a turnaround either. But I was just wondering how you felt about it.
But also just hit me up whenever.
Yeah.
I think I was sick, but
I will.
for future.
You talked a lot about it, like creative block. How do you like come back from it, or like what are some
creative block? I mean,
took?
I think I just experienced my first like creative block, I guess. Yeah, I was in LA, and like that's when I really like it hit me.
While you were there, when you came
yeah,
back?
when I was in LA. And I was already like burnt out, so I didn't really want to go. But like there was some people from Chicago going, my sister wanted to go, so like you know, I was like, okay, like I'll go. And then so it was for this like big mercado that was happening, and like a bunch of my friends were a part of it, and like, you know, I love to capture my friends, and I love to like, you know, like shine the light on them always, you know. And they were doing some dope ass shit, like, you know, it was great, but I couldn't document them. I just couldn't. Like, I physically, mentally, all the things. And I was also like working a job too. Like I was working with Rizzo Curls, so they hired me to do portrait day, so I was doing portraits, and like, you know, but you know, there was time like after that I could have been documenting. I just couldn't do it. I ended up taking an edible and like chilling out, and then like usually when I take an edible, after it like wears off, I get a boost of energy, and I could move. And so that happened. I got
same day, or after you wake up the next day?
No, the same day. Like as soon as it starts wearing off. So so that happened. Like it started wearing off, and I'm like, oh, bet. Like let me run this energy real quick. Like I was like, Serena, like get it at your installation. Boom, boom, boom. Jasmine was there, and I was like taking pictures of her, and like just trying to get as much like out of that. Out of the energy that I have. But as soon as like that ended, bro, I have a picture of me, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? And I'm like at like this diner after, I'm just dead. Like you could just see like there's no life in me. Like, you know what I mean? So I did experience that. So but like I think how like I got out of it is like just like pouring into myself, and like, you know, like
you were making some good ass meals.
And that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like I was really like taking care of like what I consume. You know, like I wasn't eating out, I was cooking, you know, like I'm doing yoga for like hours a day, you know, like I'm taking things a lot slower. So just like, you know, like I think it's a lot of that, a lot of just like pouring into yourself. I think that's how I get out of like my blocks. Yeah.
Do you have like a moment that sticks out that was really important in your career? Like one would say like a solo show, I guess that would be my answer. Or
Yeah, I think the Modern Notoriety with New Balance, I think
that one was more pivotal than the more recent one.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, this
Mm.
one was just that. I mean, that one, this one had different like value that it gave me, but
Right.
like I think that one kind of got me like really, you know, motivated and showed me that like I could do these like editorials, installations, and like with my people, you know, because it's like there were so many like hands on deck for that, you know, and I feel like yeah, just in the recognition that I got and like how yeah, I got a lot of recognition for that, you know, a lot of good feedback. And I think yeah, then I started to do like more like installation work. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's when I realized that like working with my friend, you know what I mean? Like I think that was a very like pivotal moment. I think for this the A6 one. So I feel like that one made me realize that like I mean, not really made me realize because I've been knowing, but it just like, you know, continued to show me that with community, like anything is possible. Because like, you know, I wasn't even gonna participate anymore because I was sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was in my home and like I just couldn't do it. And then I told Oscar, I'm like, yo, like I'm not gonna be able to do it. I won't get it to you in time. And he's like, oh, it's not being printed. Like you have time. And I was like, damn, like okay, like I guess like I'll do it. And then I had called Everett over so he could like remove these chains that I had, and he like helped me with that. And I was kind of like, so how much time do you have, you know? And then so yeah, he helped me execute the shoot, the self-portrait that I did, and like, you know, he helped like style it, do all the things for it, you know. And it just like, you know, it just helped me like, you know, appreciate, as I always appreciate, and I'm blessed for my whole community, but like to just have so many people that like are willing to like help me create my visions.
Do you feel like you didn't have that community in Indiana?
No, like in Indiana, I think I had like, you know, like it was just a different life. I'm a different person now, you know. I had my people there, you know, but you know, I think I was the only like creative one. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, so it's like I wasn't creating. Like I had like this like inspiration to create, and I knew like I was like, you know, passionate, whatever, but like I didn't like none of that. I didn't do anything because I didn't know what there was to do, you know, with that, because it's Indiana and like there was no arts there, you know. It was a little bit different. And then I came here and I was like, oh, this is sick, you know. So I'm able to, you know, be the artist and be the person and pick the lifestyle I want, and like community is huge in that. And so yeah, so I have that. Do you see
yourself staying in Chicago for like ever, or do you want to move?
I'm the type of person where I live in the moment, you know, like, you know, there's times where I'm like, oh, I want to do this, do that, you know what I mean? But I think right now, the only thing I envision is that I want to move to Mexico for a little bit, you know, like I'm thinking like, you know, a year maybe like is like a good amount of time just to like dabble. I want to document there. I want to learn to cook out there. I want to do like, you know, I want to be with my family out there. I want to like just learn all kinds of things, brush up on my Spanish, you know. But I think and I feel like I was like pretty like, I'm like, maybe I should just do it, you know, but it's really hard to leave my community, you know. So I'm just like, I gotta figure out when there's
You would stop the studio?
I want to do it when I can run my studio and still be there.
Right.
You know, because I can't give up what I offer people. It's such a safe and healing, and like you know, there like this is a piece of me here. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can't just take in like you know, I don't know. So I'm trying to build up to like being able to like do that, but still be running my studio from afar.
Yeah, you built it for so long. Like, would it feel like
it's been almost a year? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you said since 2020. Or
My
that's just
studio?
like your oh, okay, the
My
actual
studio I got in February. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're gonna have like a 1-year anniversary or no?
I guess I could. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, we'll
hell
say
yeah,
for
good idea. So February, we got 1-year anniversary.
That's so cool.
Slide.
I like that. I like how
Yeah.
you're not really like too. I mean,
Yeah.
you are kind of attached to it, but you're kind of not like.
I don't get like attached to really much because I don't believe that anything lasts forever, you know? Like I think my dad instilled that in me growing up. So that is kind of how I move.
Do you feel like you're more motivated like working in your studio space and
I
making your studio
love
space
working
your
in
home?
my space, yeah, because also like it's such a vibe there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part about working like in my space is that like I could be like doing whatever I gotta be doing and blah blah blah, and then I could do yoga whenever I want. I think that's like the biggest perk, you know, is like to be able to do yoga, like, you know, like stop what I'm doing, take a break, and like take care of myself when I need to take care of myself.
Yeah.
I think the most challenging part is hosting events in my space, you know, because it's actually gotten a little bit easier to like, because now like, you know, my sister has like put up like organized my closet in a way where like tucking things away is easier. I think it was like that like having to put everything away and like putting everything back, and you know what I mean, like that was like the really tough part. No, I absolutely love it right now, like the actual like working from home and like bringing my shoots in there, just because it's like I don't have to leave. Like I'm a homebody. I'm the most homebody. I'm not outside ever. Like I'm only outside if I'm being paid. Like I do not like going outside. Like you know, like yeah, I don't know, like.
Do you feel like you have to force yourself to separate like your work life and
there is no separation, my guy.
You just always go back to work?
Yeah, my work life is my life, my, you know, my everything I do is yeah. But you know, like I think I would like to start to have maybe a tiny separation, maybe like go, you know, watch a movie, you know, maybe read a book, you know, like maybe do a little thing here and there for me, you know, like, but even then I feel like I'll always just like grab inspiration, you know what I mean, like I don't know, like there is no separation, like for sure, but I love my life. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very 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 happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out. Where can the people find you? Like, what's your YouTube and like your social medias?
I don't know what my YouTube is, but I think it's Ambercita Studio.
I found it earlier. I was gonna pull it up. I think it is Ambercita Studio. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I would just say find me on Ambercita.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm here.
And your website too.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's shot by Ambercita. Yeah.
Nice. I'll put it all like in captions and stuff.
Yeah.
You can follow me at PausPrince, PausPrince.com. We still have a few calendars, and I have a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
I got pants, sweaters, new beanies.
Yeah. This vest, I have this vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to. I didn't like, so I was on tour and I was gonna.
Oh yeah, we
shoot
didn't even
in
talk
it.
about
Yeah,
that.
but
Yeah.
I was.
Was that your first time going on tour?
It was my first time with Jay Wood, yeah, and I love working with Jay Wood, so I was excited that like I got to go on tour with him for the first time. But I was sick the whole time. I woke up sick the first day, so I really had to push through to even like deliver what I did deliver, you know. So I couldn't really do anything extra. Like I really wanted to like do something cool with yours, but I am gonna still do something cool soon, you know. Just wait on that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for
Appreciate
having
you.
me.
I gotta get to the family.
Yes.
You have another interview. What time is that?
Yeah, so I'm going to Studio Shapes right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right, bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.